Am I live? Did it work? I'm here. I'm back. Woo! Oh boy. It's been a heck of a week off with missing you guys and everything. So I am glad to be back. Got some hopefully interesting things to talk about tonight. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this show. I apologize for the late start. Got Restream up, was getting ready to go about maybe 10-15 minutes ago, and my camera didn't want to show up in Restream. So after trying to figure that out, I figured, screw it, I'm just going to reboot. So I rebooted the PC, which of course meant I had to get all my notes and browser tabs and all the stuff that I had ready for the show back up, and I'm sure I missed some of that, so I'm probably going to be scrambling for some stuff as I go through, but that's par for the course here anyway. So, guys, welcome. Thank you for joining me on a Tuesday evening here, taking time out of your busy schedule to come and spend time with me. Definitely appreciate it, guys. As usual, I want to kind of start by saying hello to all the people in the chat here again, because I had a reboot and just brought Restream up. A lot of the chat did not make it over, so I'm gonna take a look over to YouTube real quick and say hi to a bunch of people here, and then as I catch up, I'll bring up some chat on the stream that I can. But let's see. I know we have John Fritz here. Saw him earlier. We got Tim York, aka Dr. Torque here. Calvin Wong, Mystery Encoder is here. Always good to see you. We got Jason Little Alien, of course, greatest moderator in the business. So glad to always have you here with us. We got Dane Bramage here. We got my buddy Steve Sale. Again, always good to see you as well. Thumper Squid is here. Fat Hog is also here. Shout out to Fat Hog. Got to see him for the first time kind of in person on Chaotic Show last week, and they did a great job talking about the Wonderland Pinball. And also, if you missed that, definitely go back and check that out. So that was really cool to see him on there. Hopefully he gets a chance to be on that show or more shows from time to time. Let's see, we got JJ here in the chat as well. And let's see, I think I'm caught up on everybody that wasn't here. We got Josh Dendy here. Bilberians unite. That's right. All you Bilberians in the chat, make sure you raise your swords, raise your axes high. Let's see. Who else we got? Am I missing anybody? We got Saiyan Spirit here. Can't get the beauty filter to work. There's no beauty filter that's going to fix this. Sorry, guys. You're stuck with it. Just ask my wife. We got Israel Gaming here. Okay, I'm not totally sure where this chat came from, but what the hell? Steve-O is pretty cool, but we're all here for Wild Bill. What's up, Bill and friends? Always good to see you, Israel. We got Con L here as well. Hi, peeps. I'm often catching this. Oh, good to have you here live with us. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Bobby One ALU is here. Thank goodness you got the camera working. That way we know it's you and not an imposter. Well, one thing's for sure on this show, you know it's me and not AI, because I screw up stuff all the time. Because I learned from the best. Isn't that what Glenn always says? Oh, okay. Here's a name I don't recognize. Joseph. I'm sorry. I'm going to screw this up. Joseph Plotner. I think that's what that is. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, Jason, thank you so much for throwing that up in the chat. Definitely appreciate it. Hey, Mr. Hector. Mr. Hector is here as well. Another WAG buddy for sure. And we got Meatball Saucy here eating ice cream. That sounds good. Wish I could have some ice cream right now. Got my water. I got water. Keep myself hydrated as I speak. And we got Dr. Freeman here as well. And oh, good. I pronounced it right. Glad to know. Dane Bremish, thank you for that. That's right, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Definitely appreciate it. All right, guys, let's get into some stuff because, like I said, I was running a little bit late as it was. Oh, here's another name, new name I don't recognize. Stitches by Steve. Good to see you. That's not my buddy Steve Sale, is it? I thought I saw his name earlier. No, I saw Steve Sale before. It must be a different Steve. Anyway, all right, let's move on. So let's get started. Obviously, you guys saw the thumbnail. You know, I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time talking about Zen and AtGames. There's a lot going on there. I know a lot of you guys know some of the stuff that is going on, but I wanted to touch on. Yep, I thought so. Somehow I just knew it. Somehow I just knew it. So I want to touch on some of that stuff in a little bit, but before we get into that, there is a little bit of other news that I wanted to hit on, and let me see what I've got here. Hopefully I've got all my stuff set up again properly. We'll start with this. All right, so some of you may have seen this news. Not sure, but apparently GameStop has decided that the Xbox 360, the PS3, and the Nintendo Wii U are all officially categorized, at least for them, as retro consoles. And that makes me feel even older than I already am, considering it doesn't feel like those consoles are really that old. But I guess in a way they are. And I want to bring up this this statement from GameStop. Let me bring this up full screen so we can talk about it. Here we go. Thanks, Mystery Encoder. This makes me ancient. Before I was just retro, now I'm ancient. Thanks. And GameStop is officially retro. So here's their official statement. GameStop today issued an official declaration that the Sony PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii U are, for all practical purposes, now officially retro consoles. And I think I'm sorry, but to me, this is freaking hysterical. The ruling is reached following careful analysis of multiple indicators, including the presence of component cables. Okay, that's a fair point. The lack of Fortnite. The fact that you can't play Fortnite on these consoles is an indicator that they're retro. That's kind of funny. And the realization that they launched when George W. Bush was still president. Under GameStop's retro classification standards, the aforementioned systems will now join the ranks of other beloved legacy hardware in the retro category, such as the Sega Saturn and Nintendo DS, so on and so forth. GameStop will run a retro trade-in bonus offer now through March 21st, which is only a few days, really. Customers who bring in their Wii U, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, or any older console games or accessories will be rewarded with an additional 10% in trade credit. So, guys, there you go. What am I doing? Not trying to share screens. I'm trying to stop sharing. There we go. There you go. PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii U now officially considered retro. Oh my God, that's hysterical. T-shirt on the socials was a Pong screenshot that said, "I'm so retro, my balls are square." I love that. I now I want that T-shirt. Yes, if you had a 360 at launch, remember to schedule your colonoscopy. Oh my god. My doctor's office was calling me to schedule one because I had one just a couple of years ago, but I'm still good for a few years before I need another one. So, think I'm gonna hold off a little bit. Oh god, that's pretty funny. But, yeah, there you go. So, 3 more consoles to add to the quote unquote retro category, at least according to GameStop. Guys, I mean, what do you think? Would you consider those retro at this point? I mean, I guess in a way they are. I don't know. I guess I always think of things even older than that than as retro, but after a certain amount of time, everything becomes retro. So, all right. So now onto something that isn't retro and is a little more modern. And that's this news. This I think is really cool and good news for you Switch 2 owners that like to continue to play your Switch 1 games. I have not picked up a Switch 2 yet. I will eventually, just have not gotten to it yet, and that was not what I wanted to click on. All right. So, Nintendo just did a recent firmware update to the Switch 2, and, normally these firmware updates don't do much, background stability, stuff like that. But with this one, they added something that they call handheld boost mode, which is meant to boost performance and resolution for your Switch 1 games. So let's see. It says here, Nintendo has pushed out a new system update for the Switch 2, and the star feature is one that's been much requested: handheld boost mode. This mode allows the Switch 2 to run original Switch games in handheld mode as if they were docked in TV mode, increasing resolution and performance. So, bottom line here is that before this, Switch 1 games, when you put them in handheld mode, they would basically revert back to 720p, which is the native resolution of the Switch 1 in handheld mode. Here, it pretends like the system is still docked so that it can run the games in 1080p mode, which the Switch 2 screen is more than capable of doing. Now, there are some caveats to this. There are certain features and whatever that won't work, such as you can't use the touch screen because, again, it's basically fooling the system into thinking it's docked, and if it's docked, you can't use a touch screen. And a few other, there's a few other things along with it, but for the most part, it sounds like it could be pretty cool and make the games look a lot better when you're playing them in handheld mode. So I do think that is something pretty cool and a good update for the Switch 2. Jason Little Alien says, this is great, but I never ever play undocked. Yeah, I mean, especially me with the Switch 1, I tend to play it more docked than in handheld mode, but I will play it handheld mode from time to time, especially if, the TV's occupied in other things. Hey, James Hayes, everything is here. Good to see you. Bobby1ALU says, thanks for sharing this news, Bill. Got an update on Switch 2. Figured it was just stability. Nope. Sounds like there's a little more to it. Too bad you only get 20 minutes of battery life. So is that, Meeple Saucy, is that conjecture, or is that like based on your kind of playing around with it? I will say that that's probably true. Nintendo does say that this will increase, well, maybe not 20 minutes, but they do say that it will increase power consumption, which makes sense if you're trying to, run the games at a higher resolution. 20 minutes seems a little low, but I can definitely see it, the battery taking a hit doing this. And Mr. Encoder says that some games don't work; it breaks them. So, I would definitely say, try this out and see how it goes. I would assume that just like they have done, just like Switch 2 has done with increasing compatibility for Switch 1 games overall over time, that they'll continue to work on this to fix those issues, hopefully. But it's a step in the right direction. 100% joking, not based on fact. But I will say, Meatball Saucy, yes, even though you're, kind of like I said, joking around with the 20-minute thing, you make a good point in that this is going to impact battery life for sure. So again, just good with the bad, definitely good with the bads. Oh, you're bad. You are so bad. I'm just gonna leave that one out there. All right, but there you go. So that is a little bit of gaming news that has come up recently. So we're going to talk a little pinball tonight. We're going to talk about Zen. We're going to talk about AtGames. But before we get into that, there was something else that I came across that I thought looked kind of interesting, and I just wanted to share this with you guys and see what you think. So I came across this. This is something that is going to be on Kickstarter and launching soon. So I followed this just to see, keep an eye on it and see what happens when this officially launches. But this is a 100% 3D printable desktop pinball machine. And I gotta say, this looks like it could be a really interesting, really fun project, especially if you're into 3D printing. Now, obviously, this is going to be a very simplistic pinball experience. Probably akin to, those little tabletop pinball machines you can get in places like Five Below or Walmart or places like that. Maybe even more so because there's no electronics to this at all. It's all 3D printed. So you're not going to get electronic, you're not going to get lights, you're not going to get bumpers, you're not going to get slingshots or any of that kind of stuff. But what you are going to get are 3D printed pieces that you can kind of mix and match and make up, the layout of this little mini table the way you want it to be. And there is a scoring mechanism, apparently, according to this automatic mechanical score counter is going to be part of it. 100% 3D printable and mechanical. Pre-sliced build plates with parts arranged for easy printing. Customizable playfield, swappable components. Over 100 STL files and accessories for it. Looks like there's going to be a commercial license option. So if you wanted to print it and sell it, you could do something like that. Now, as with all of these things, you can't sell the actual STL files or the CAD files. Those most likely won't be part of the license. But a commercial license usually means that if you own a 3D printer, you can actually print it and then sell, the printed pieces. So this is going to be kind of interesting and kind of fun to check out. So this is definitely something that I would want to see. Mine, obviously, the little pinball itself, you're going to have to supply. I'm sure there's going to be something in here to, tell you what you should buy, what size you should buy. But yeah, look, if you're into little fun projects like this, build your own and whatever, and maybe you're not like that mechanically inclined when it comes to wiring things up or actual electronic mechanics, something like this could be a lot of fun. Now, obviously, it's going to depend on cost and how much this goes for, but I'm going to keep an eye on this and try to keep you guys posted. I think this looks like a lot of fun and could be, like I said, could be a really cool project. So Just something to keep an eye out on. Number Squid wants to make a powdered toast magazine with this. Hey, Sathi, it's good to see you. Glad you could be here. All right. Let's talk Zen. I'm going to talk a little Zen news now, I think. And I know some of this is stuff that you guys have probably seen before, but I have not covered it myself. So I wanted to check it out. Yeah, definitely not for everyone. It's for yeah, but again, if you're into 3D printing and you know how to 3D print and all that kind of stuff, that's probably the biggest knowledge you would need. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any wiring or electronic parts or anything like that to it. So the tinkering is minimum. But still, again, definitely not for everybody, but still looks like it could be a lot of fun. All right, Zen. Zen's got a few things going on. And of course, one of the biggest things is they put out this update a couple days ago. Again, I know a lot of you guys have seen this already, but I wanted to just cover it real quick and kind of bring the conversation into everything. So according to Zen Studios, it looks like they are going to stop support for certain platforms. You've seen this, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One being among them. Starting June 1st, Pinball Effects season support will also end on those platforms. So it looks like, again, they are stopping support for let me put it this way, for last generation consoles. And, you know, that's kind of par for the course, I think, with a lot of this stuff. Once new consoles come out, once they've established for a couple of years, a lot of companies will stop support for older consoles, last generation consoles, to focus more on the newer consoles and moving forward. And of course, that's what they're basically saying that they're doing here. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles will remain supported with new content in the future. The good news is any previously purchased tables, online services such as leaderboard tournaments, events, and offline play will be unimpacted and remain available. So it basically just means, for the most part, that they're not going to add to the products on those platforms. Now, it doesn't, I don't know if it says it here. I know I've heard people talking about how with Xbox, the stuff doesn't remain on the store. So if you haven't downloaded when it comes to Xbox, you might want to download any of the ones that you own already, or buy any of the ones that you haven't already, so that you can continue to use them, because you might lose the ability to re-download them after this. PlayStation, I don't think that necessarily affects, but for Xbox, that could be an issue. So just something to keep in mind. Hey, B Kirby, good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Oh, and who? Oh, so my other buddy here, Ritual Della. Always good to see you. Hello, hello. Yep, gonna get to this in just a second. All right, so along with this announcement, they also announced that the licensing for World Cup Soccer will be over as of April 30th. So again, same thing. If you haven't purchased this yet, you have till the end of April to go ahead and purchase it. They talked about having discounts for this on certain platforms, and I know they've already done that to some extent. I haven't checked Steam, but I know I did not own this on Pinball Effects VR, so I want to make sure I picked it up. It went from $10 down to $5 on Pinball Effects VR already, so that was perfect. Probably the same on Steam. I don't know with the AtGames. Some of you guys who own the 4KP, if you haven't picked this up yet, maybe you can let me know what it is there. I'm going to guess. I hate saying this, but it's probably true. I'm going to guess that it's not discounted on AtGames. and probably won't be discounted on AtGames because as of yet, they have never discounted a Zen game on that platform. We'll get into a little bit of that later, but probably not probably not going to get discounted on the AtGames Legends, but every place else where this is, you can go ahead and get this at a discount if you are missing it. Beyond that, they're doing some rebranding as well. They're changing the name of Pinball M to Pinball FX Midnight. Zen Pinball World is going to be Pinball FX Go. Pinball FX 2 VR is going to be renamed Pinball FX Classic VR. So for whatever, it looks like they're just rebranding to make everything fit into the Pinball FX line of products instead of things being named differently like Pinball M or Pinball World or whatever. I have to say, I'm actually a little disappointed that they're also going to stop support for Pinball World or Pinball FX Go now and not continue to add tables to it. I like that. I think it's a fun experience on mobile to just, pull that up every once in a while, play a little pinball on the go. And also, I'm a little disappointed that they're actually going to be stopping support for that. Okay. And here's what I was talking about before with some of this. Unfortunately, unable to do this on Xbox and the Microsoft Store due to technical reasons, meaning that the game and its DLCs will be removed from the store at the beginning of May, and acquiring these titles won't be possible in the future. So that's, again, something to look out for. I keep clicking the wrong thing. Trying to stop sharing, and I keep clicking the wrong thing. There we go. I could care less about soccer, but is this table pretty good? Actually, yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. I do think it's a very fun table to have. They did discount a Zen game once. Star Trek got a 15% discount. Once. My mother put me on a hook once. They should call one Pinball Supreme and one Pinball Ultra. That would be funny. So, yeah, definitely a fun table and recommended, as Jason Lillian says right here. So, yeah, definitely pick that up if you miss it. Now, of course, again, we're talking about AtGames. One of the things obviously missing from this announcement, other than that the World Cup Soccer is going to be gone from it as well, is any mention of AtGames. They did not mention whether or not they are stopping support for it. They also did not mention whether or not they are continuing support for it. So right now, there's a lot of questions as to what is going on between Zen and AtGames. And we are hoping, oops, stop doing that. Stop hitting the wrong button, damn it. We are hoping that we might get some answers this Thursday on the next Pinball Bites. So Zen is doing another one of their Pinball Bites. This is season 4, episode 2, going to drop at 11 a.m. Pacific on March 19th. And they're going to be talking about brand new Williams tables. So, of course, let the speculation begin. What do you think they could be announcing? Hey, Vito, buddy. Good to see you, brother. Should we take all our games offline and disable Wi-Fi? Well, that is certainly up to you. A lot of people say that is a good thing to do, but again, that's kind of up to you. When your partner doesn't mention you or forgets you, not a great sign. Maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, again, it could be an indicator that no news is good news, because in that update, they spent so much time talking about the platforms that they are not going to be supporting anymore, the platforms where they're going to be changing things and whatever. So to not mention AtGames might be a good thing. So, but again, we're hopeful that maybe they'll say something on Thursday, but I don't know. There's also a distinct possibility that they might not say anything and just have it focused on the brand, whatever the new Williams tables are that they plan on announcing. Now, I've seen a lot of people speculating on what it could be, and I'm wondering if it is one particular table. And if you watched the last Pinball Bites, they hinted at it at the end of their stream. Let me bring this up. So if you watch the last Pinball Bites, at the end of their stream, they were playing a Bally Judge Dredd. And I've never actually played this game in person. I think Judge Dredd is a very cool theme for sure. But could be a really cool table, I think, from the looks of it, for them to bring out. What do you guys think? Do you think it's possible that Judge Dredd could be one of the tables that they plan on announcing? Or do you think it's something else, or maybe that's something that they plan on working on and bringing out another time? I don't think that they would have a Judge Dredd there. I don't think that they would show it like that if they weren't going to bring it out at some point. But that's my guess. I'm hoping that maybe Judge Dredd is one of the ones that they'll announce. I think that would be a really fun, really cool theme to see. I'm hoping if they do that, it comes to VR as well, for sure. Let's see. Java is here. Good evening, all. VR and the price AtGames charges first tables. I say it's game over for them with Zen. They're going to announce one table and make us wait to find out what other tables are in the pack. Maybe we will have to wait and see. Although it says it does say brand new Williams tables, as in multiple. So hopefully we'll find out about more than just one. Ah, G.I. Joel. Well, too bad. It's my turn now. Didn't Zen have some disparaging? Well, Mel Kirk, again, yeah, Mel Kirk was on the blockade, and I don't know if I would necessarily call it disparaging so much as kind of just disheartening. For him to basically kind of say, we'll see what's going on, kind of a thing. So we'll see where it goes from there. Hey, Mo is here. Sorry, brother, I can't start over. You're gonna have to watch the replay to see the beginning part. Pinball Bites is gonna wait until we're all sitting around our screens, and at the end they say psych. I doubt it, but it would be kind of funny. Piss a lot of people off too. I have heard this one bandied about before. Circus Voltaire. Cactus Canyon would be interesting too. So again, we'll wait and see on Thursday. But no, that's Dunkirk. I saw this. I think you made the same comment on Mike B's show last night. That's Dunkirk, not Melkirk. I wanted to say something then. I'm kind of glad you said it again tonight. But guys, that's what's going on with Zen. So we're gonna. Dunkirk is the COO of Zen. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You guys are funny. All right. Let me see what else. All right, let's move over to AtGames now and go through a couple of the things going on there. Hold on. I knew I was going to be missing something when I had to bring all my assets back up. And yes, I said assets. Everybody calm down. Hold on. Nope. Pause, would you? Hang on. Alrighty. Hold on. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had a little bit of technical difficulties and had to get all my ducks in a row again before starting this stream, and I missed a duck or two. So AtGames got a bunch of stuff going on. The first of which is going to be the release of a new table on Thursday, and that is this right here. Make sure I got the sound off on it. There we go. So another one of their EM. Come on, you. Now I want you to play. There we go. Another one of their EM Plus tables. This is Supersonic EM Plus. And this one looks like it could be kind of interesting. Definitely curious to check this one out when it comes out. I was checking out a little gameplay video and some of the rules and stuff for this table a little earlier today. And looks like it could be a lot of fun. So hopefully I will get a chance to pick this one up and review it for you guys. We'll see. Hopefully AtGames will send it to me. They usually send me the tables to check out. So hopefully I can get a chance to check that one out for you guys. But that is dropping this Thursday. Most likely going to be the usual price. If you're ordering it on HD, it's going to be $6. 4K and HDP are $8. Oh, I see what you did there. Tons of value. Look at all those flippers. Look, it's only 4. 2 on the bottom and 2 on that upper area. It's not as bad as some of the other stuff. And let's be honest, most of these newer tables, these EM Plus, electromechanical plus ones, have like 2, maybe 3 flippers on them. So it's nothing, it's nothing too bad. But that's one of the things going on. The other thing is this, and I know this has gone back and forth. Hold on one second. This is going back and forth in price a few times. This, hitting the wrong button. So this has just been fluctuating between $299 and $249 off and on for months now. But now AtGames has it $249.99 directly from them. Usually when it hits this price, I've seen it on Amazon at $249. But looks like AtGames has it at the lower price, at least for now. Now, because the downside to that is I do believe that there is a shipping cost to this if you order directly from them. I could be wrong. It's possible that they give free shipping on this one. I don't know for sure. But again, the Pinball Micro's out there, $249.99 directly from AtGames. If anybody is at all interested in getting it. Dr. Torque likes the EM Plus tables. He says they've been a fun addition to his library. Saying Spirits has picked up the micro. And says that was $250 including shipping. We'll see that now. That's good. I was actually concerned because, again, from Amazon, especially with Prime, you usually get free shipping from AtGames. I know they charge a lot, so it's good to know that at that price you're getting free shipping as well. So that's pretty cool. Meatball Saucy likes it too. Picked up my micro and move it around my garage all the time. So that it's a good fun way. Seems like a good fun way to just kind of play, to be able to play pinball in multiple locations in your home for sure. All right, let me see what's next. Okay, next. So there is not a lot of information on this just yet beyond an email that went out earlier today, but starting March 19th and going through the 25th, AtGames is going to be doing a March spring sale. Up to 80% off on all kinds of different stuff. And again, for good or bad, whatever, I do like that their sales recently have actually been including hardware in them, especially the 4K machines, because most of their sales over the last few years have been strictly software, pinball packs, for the 4K, for the HD, getting those at like 50% off or stuff like that. So for them to be putting some sales on the 4KP or, even accessories for it, I think is pretty cool. For instance, you buy the Addams Family Premium Starter, you can get the topper and the control panel for 80% off. Buy the Premium Standard, you can get the control panel for 70% off. Buy the Addams Family Premium Starter with the SSF kit, get the topper and everything, 80% off. Same thing with Attack from Mars, Jurassic Park, same thing. Getting toppers and the control panel at discounted prices. We'll have to see what other things that they're going to do once this goes live in a couple of days, unless they put out some more information tomorrow before the sale goes live. Legends Ultimate CEHD also available during the spring sale for $550 with free shipping again. So listen, say what you want about AtGames, and there's a lot that can be said. They've charged quite a bit for shipping over the years. So for them suddenly to be doing a lot of free shipping on stuff, I think is actually a good move from them. So there's that for sure. Mike Hawkert, sorry, Bill, I'm still adjusting to the time slot, but I'm a Billbarian for life. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Dark Realm GM is here. Everyone, I hope you are all doing well and having a great week so far. Thank you very much for that. I'm having a pretty good one so far. So that's that. Now there was another little piece of news that came out today. Some of you may have caught this on the socials. Some of you may have missed it. So let's talk about this. So AtGames is bringing the TMNT HDP in-house. This used to only be available, I think Sam's Club. This was a Sam's Club exclusive for several months. Then we kind of heard through the grapevine that they were kind of basically done with it at Sam's Club, that any unsold stock was going back to AtGames. So there's been a lot of wonder about what is going to happen with that. Well, AtGames is going to be selling it themselves. So you're actually starting on March 19th going to be able to order the TMNT HDP directly from AtGames. And if you buy it between March 19th and April 1st, you get a bunch of freebies with it. So you are going to get the SSF kit with it. You're going to get the advanced features, the OTG with it. You're going to get 3 months of Pinball Net included, which is par for the course. They do that a lot with this stuff. I've been told, all in on this stuff. This is like, well, you can see the numbers right there. It's a $760 value that you're getting for free along with this. Now, what I don't know just yet is how much they're going to be charging for this. I think this came out at what, like $9.99 originally for Sam's Club, and then at one point was like $11.99, and then probably got discounted a little bit right before they were done with it. So it's kind of fluctuated, I think, between $1,000 and $1,200. So we'll have to see where they wind up putting this price wise. But I'll just say this: if you don't own any of AtGames products, if you don't own an HD, you don't own a 4K, you wanted to get in on it, this might just be the one to look at, because it's kind of in the middle, that sweet spot between the HD and the 4K. And with the freebies, like the SSF kit alone is worth it in a lot of respects for this. Now, again, there are a few things about this. Like I've said numerous times that I would love to upgrade my HD and pick that up. There's two problems I have with it. Two major problems I have with it. Problem number one is that you have to buy all your games over again. I've bought many games for my HD. Yes, I've had a few games given to me for review as well, but all the older Zachariah packs and everything, bought all of those, own all of them for my HD. So to have to buy them again for the HDP is kind of sucks. And the fact that they are at a higher price for me kind of sucks. $6 on the HD, that's bad. Going up to $8 for a lot of these tables on the HDP, which is the same price as the 4K. I'll say honestly, I don't understand that pricing. To me, this is the middle tier product. It's better than the HD, but not quite as good as the 4K. Should be middle pricing too. These tables should be $7. Should be right in the middle. I don't know if maybe it's because they run on the same chipset as the 4K that they're charging the same price for them, even though they're running at 1080p, not 4K or 14. Well, a lot of the games that are currently available, the Magic Pixel and Gottlieb and all of those are 4K. But that's the other side to this too, is the Zen relationship. And again, we really don't know what's going on right there. And I wish I could shed some more news on that, but I don't know any more than anybody else at this point. AtGames said when this came out that they were working to get the Zen Studios titles on this machine. There's been no news since then. Again, going back to that blockade post, we had Mel Kirk say, we'll see when it comes to the HDP. So again, we just don't know what's going on with this. If there was a guarantee that the Zen titles were going to continue and they were going to show up on this machine, this might be an upgrade for me. But I need to know that like now. This thing is going on sale in 2 days, and you've only got a couple of weeks to get it at the good deal. Like, we need to know if Zen is coming to this thing. It's why I'm trying to remain hopeful that maybe we'll find out on Thursday. It would be perfect timing for them to finally say, yes, it is. And if there isn't an announcement, that makes me suspicious that it's not coming to this thing at all. And they're trying to sell them for this 2 weeks without people knowing and ultimately finding out that they're not coming. And that kind of sucks. I'm just going to be honest. Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm a fan of AtGames. I like their products. I like a lot of what they put out. There's things about them that I don't like. And this is definitely one of them. I think we need some information on this before or as it goes on sale. So we will have to see what happens. It's good to see they're trying to move hardware with lower prices. They got a little high price crazy for a while. I would definitely agree with that. Say what you will about AtGames. Is that an invitation for chat obscenities? No, there's Meatball Sussy. I think you know where the place for those is, and I'll just leave it at that. There's room for that. I'll just leave it at that. I like it for $8.99 or less. That would be a great price for it. That would absolutely be a great price for it. It was a Sam's Club bust. I don't think one sold at my Sam's Club. They didn't even bother setting up a display. Anyone suspicious about the very large discounts / free toss-ins on some of the 4KP and HDP hardware, like they're trying to cushion the blow of losing Zen? Again, it's a possibility. And Jason, that's why we need to hear something, because that's what happens. That's how the speculation runs rampant, and because we just don't know. If you're talking about the turtles, the answer is not now. I'm hoping that they will eventually, but again, that's what I'm saying. We need to know. We really need to know if you're going to put this thing on sale and you're going to do such a great deal as a free SSF kit, the free advanced features, Pinball Net, take it or leave it. You know, I got Pinball Net free with my HD and I never activated it. The only free thing of value is the SSF kit. They didn't even, the rest is useless. I would say the SSF kit is a huge value if I'm being quite honest. And yes, we know the advanced features used to be free. Now they're not. So, but you know, to give them away free at the start of this, pretty good. It is a good deal, you know, if you're looking at it that way. If this is 1,000 all in, may buy it just to gut it. Yeah, we will have to wait and see what happens. I think it's a cool theme. I think it's a cool looking machine, that's for sure. Free SSF kit and ACP smells of a Zen turn down. Yeah. Again, my prediction is you'll hear nothing about AtGames on the Zen stream this week. They'll leave it to AtGames to announce positive or negative. And that's the problem, because AtGames doesn't seem to be doing it. I mean, unless they're still in some kind of negotiation. Either there is still in some kind of negotiation, or it's bad news and they don't want to tell people. And that's the problem right now. OMG. And of course, I have to bring up MG's chat because he's here. I just want to stop by and say that you positively glowing this evening, William. I really think Tuesdays suit you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, MG. Yeah, again, PBJ, I'd be interested, but would definitely need to know about Zen. I think there needs to be some kind of announcement one way or another so that people know what they're getting when they buy this machine. Because while I like the fact that it uses the SSF kit, which my HD doesn't, while I like the fact that it's got a separate DMD, which my HD doesn't, if it doesn't play the Zen tables, there's not a huge reason for me to upgrade, because it means I'll have to rebuy the tables I already own anyway. So that is that. Thank you. Well, I hope you're enjoying me on Tuesday, though. I hope you're enjoying the show on Tuesday. One last thing with AtGames, and then I want to end the show on something a little bit different tonight, if you guys will bear with me. But this got put up on their socials as well. Where am I? Here I am. But it looks like AtGames is going to be at Pinball Expo in October. So October 14th through the 17th, Pinball Expo out in Chicago. They are going to be there. I believe they've been there in the past. Apparently they had some Wi-Fi issues and stuff. Hopefully that is something that they will sort out this year, because I understand that they might be doing some kind of like tournaments or something when they're out there. But if you're planning on going to the Pinball Expo in Chicago, AtGames plans on being there. So just wanted to throw that out there as well for you guys. Oh, some of you with your comments. So no Zen tables is a big selling point, or no selling? No, no. I don't know. I don't know if maybe you thought I said that a little bit differently. The Zen tables, not being on it is a bad thing. I don't know how to say it. If they can't get the Zen tables to be on the HDP, it does not seem like something worth picking up as an upgrade. Maybe, like I said, if you don't own any of the pinball table, any of their pinball machines at all, you didn't want to spend all that money for the 4K, or you don't care about, for whatever reason you don't care about Zen, then maybe. But if they don't have the Zen tables, again, I don't necessarily see a big point to it, unless they're planning on stopping support for the HD, and that's going to be their new format going forward. I don't know. Mike Hawkert says Zen makes AtGames pay up front for the Zen name and all of their content, in addition to all table sales. The future of the relationship is purely based on PK's purse size. Always a possibility. Are they going to make the? It is. I'm fairly certain that TMNT table is available on the 4K in 4K. Yeah. Bobby 1ALU says it. It's the actual digital playable table is already available on the 4K in 4K. It's also available on the HD and on this HDP and whatever. It's just a new machine with the theme for the turtles. But anyway, all right, so that's it. That's my main news for tonight. But there is one other thing that I wanted to talk about and bring up. Let me find this here. That's not it. This is it. Make sure I hit everything. Yeah. All right, so let me bring this up. You go away. Hey, Brooklyn. Always good to see you, man. Cheers to you, brother. All right, I'm going to bring this up. Now, some of you may have seen posts from this woman, Desiree Christian Faith Marsh. I will just call her Desiree going forward. Now, Desiree has worked in this industry for a number of years. She worked for Zen Studios for several years, up until 2024. In 2024, she left Zen to work at AtGames, and she spent a year there till 2025. We are now into March of 2026, and she's been out of AtGames for a year, and the NDA that she had with them has expired. So let's just say she has been spilling the tea on AtGames over the last week or so, and people have taken notice. Now, this is not one of those posts. This is a post that she put up a few hours ago, which really doesn't focus on AtGames. But I wanted to bring it up for a very specific reason. And she starts out by saying, "Oh no, she's posting again. Don't worry, this one isn't about AtGames." Um, I know my last couple of posts haven't exactly been spreading positivity. They've been focused on some negative experiences I had, and oh boy, does negativity spread a lot faster and farther than positivity. Apparently, it spreads so well that in the last couple of weeks, I've ended up featured or mentioned in more YouTube videos, unknowingly and without trying, than I can usually line up coverage for new releases. Go figure. So, Desiree, add me to the list. And let me start out by saying that as this goes on, I am not throwing shade at any other content creators who used her previous posts to talk about things with AtGames. As a matter of fact, you guys should check out James Hates Everything video that he did last week, where he talked about AtGames and specifically mentioned her post and some of the things that she said, because I think he did a great job and a great analysis of things. And Desiree, you know, you put this out there on social media. You kind of had to know that people were going to run with it, especially people who maybe have a negative view of the company to begin with. But that is kind of neither here nor there. It's not what I wanted to focus on with this post. I actually want to focus. She talks a little bit more about her time with Zen and highlighting some of the people that she worked with while she was at Zen, and the guys from the Blockade Pinball podcast. Again, I've talked about them a little bit tonight already. If you haven't checked out the Blockade, check them out. It's a good show. But I want to drop down to something she says in the middle here. And this is what I want to focus on for just a little bit as I get to the end of my show tonight. She says here, be kind in how you ask for things. Treat people throughout the company with respect, not just the C-suits, but also the people working lower in the company behind the scenes. After all, those are often the folks actually compiling and managing PR lists. You don't have to be a know-it-all. You don't have to throw other creators under the bus to make yourself look better. And you definitely shouldn't promise positive reviews in exchange for products. If someone is engaging in that type of behavior, that's not marketing. It's something else entirely. So now, if you'll indulge me for a little bit, I want to talk about this. And I think this is something that is kind of a long time coming and not something that I usually talk about. But she talks about being kind to others. She talks about being positive. She talks about not throwing other content creators under the bus. And right now, in this home arcade community, such as it is, we have a subsection of content creators who thrive on the negative. And I'm not going to sit here and name names, because a lot of you who watch my content watch other people's content, and you know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I don't need to name names. But there are certain people in this home arcade community who honestly believe that the way to build themselves up is to tear other people down. And unfortunately, in some ways, their numbers are growing because we're seeing other content creators jump on this bandwagon of being negative, of their whole content being negative. Okay? That's all that they have. They have nothing good to say about anybody or anything at all. Now, here's the thing about that. That kind of content works in the short term. Because let's face it, people love drama. And some people like to hear negative things about others because it makes them feel better about themselves, especially if their life isn't going that well. Okay. And if you're tearing down somebody who you perceive as doing better than you, in a way, that makes you feel better about yourself. Okay. Now, the thing is, in the long term, this kind of thing can't last. Because let's put it to you this way. What happens when you get what you wish for? If your whole goal is to tear down other people and get them off of YouTube, what happens if you win? Where do you go from there? Because you've built up such a reputation as being negative and tearing other people down that how do you switch that around and suddenly become positive about anyone or anything else? You have no choice but to continue that negative streak. And that means eventually the people who do that start turning on each other. And believe it or not, we've already seen that happen with some of these content creators, where some of the people who thought that drama was the way to go are finding themselves on the receiving end of negativity from the same people that they used to watch and used to be a part of. Okay. And ultimately, that's one of the biggest problems here. Because how can you can't have trust among people like that. Okay. How can you trust someone who might turn on you if you say or do something that they decide to disagree with? It just doesn't work. You can't have trust among people like that. And think about it this way, because there's no collaboration there. If you think about some of the people that I'm referring to, when was the last time you saw them collaborate? When was the last time you saw them go on each other's shows? It doesn't happen. Now turn that around and look at some of the people on the other side of the spectrum, some of the people who try, at least for the most part, to remain positive. Now, I'm not talking, rose-colored glasses and everything is wonderful and sunshine and roses. The best thing I think that you can do as a content creator is be fair. Okay. You can be positive about something and still point out flaws and have criticism of things that are wrong. That's not being negative. That's being critical, but it's not crapping all over something or someone just for the sake of, just for the sake of the drama. Okay. Look at Mike B. Mike B did a show last night with Chaotic BPR, Billy Woods Mod, and RTX Pinball. And I thought it was a great stream. I think they were fantastic together. I thought they had some great things to say, and it was a wonderful collaboration. Another thing I want to bring up is Super Game Room Dudes. They've been missing half of their members for the better part for several months now. Okay. Now, P-Dubs is starting to come back, which is pretty cool. For those of you who don't know, and he's been pretty public about this, P-Dubs did get into a little bit of a car accident. Luckily, it was nothing super serious, but he wanted to take some time off to heal, spend time with his family, do some different things, which is perfectly understandable. Now, Nostalgia has also been missing for a while now, and the reasons for that have not really been made public. Now, here's the thing. It's nobody's business why he's not there, except Nostalgia and those guys. That is between them. Okay. And I will say this, I give a huge shout out to them for keeping the seat warm and keeping the door open for him to come back whenever he feels like it. All right. But the other thing I want to say is look at the show. It's continued to go on. Now, Mike and Carl could have done that show, excuse me, talking a little too long. Now, Mike and Carl could have continued to do that show on their own. Would have been fantastic. They also could have hung it up and said, you know what? We're missing half the crew. We're just going to take a break. But they didn't do that. They brought on guests. They brought on a number of different guests. I was honored and privileged to jump on the show once with them. But that's what I'm talking about. That's the positivity that I'm talking about. The collaboration, the trust. You know, look, we're all, if you're going to be on YouTube, you have to have a little bit of an ego. You know, you have to, want to do well and all. But excuse me. But for a lot of us, it doesn't come at the expense of others. You might get a little jealous here and there if somebody's jumping up ahead of you or whatever. But for a lot of us, it just strives us to do better ourselves. There's an old saying, it's a rising tide raises all boats. And I am a huge believer of that. In a lot of ways, YouTube is about collaboration. When people watch a video from a guy like Michael B or P-Dubs or James Hates Everything or PD7 or any of these guys, what does YouTube do at the end of that video? It recommends other videos that YouTube thinks you might like. Okay. And if your content is similar in a lot of ways, like in not just the content itself, but the attitude, the style, all that kind of stuff of the person, YouTube is going to recommend that video. So when those guys are doing well and their videos are getting a lot of, it can be, yes, I've heard it both ways. I know I'm ignoring the chat, but yes, I've heard it both ways. Rising tide raises all boats or rising tide raises all ships. It's the same thing. But thank you, Bobby 1ALU. But, my point being that when there's other content creators and they're doing well, the chances are it's going to help your channel do well also. All right. And again, personally, I am genuinely excited when I see other content creators doing well. I want to give a huge shout out to Moat, Mike of all trades. Just hit 4,000 subscribers. Mike, congratulations. It's an awesome achievement. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I think that is great. And I want to see you do more, and I want to see you do better. Okay. And it strives me to do better because I am this close to 4K as well. I am about 40 subs away. Yes, I know. I know. Never read the chat when you're never read the chat when you're trying to be serious because it'll completely derail you. And I get derailed very quickly. But guys, I am 40 subs away from 4,000. I'm hoping that, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Guys, those of you who are, share the content, get the word out. I would love to hit 4K. I might do some kind of giveaway on one of my shows if I do. But you know what? I felt like I've seen so much negativity, and some of it has been from people that honestly were once people that I enjoyed watching and can't anymore because of the direction that their channel has gone. So, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to get this out there. because I really felt like it was something that I needed to say. And I appreciate you guys. I know I saw some of the chat. I know I was ignoring it because I really wanted to get this out for the most part. I know some of you guys were being a little bit funny, and that's okay. No worries. But I do think it's kind of a serious thing. And I hope you agree with me. And I hope we can try to, bring the fun back into this in this community. Because at the end of the day, we are sitting here talking about games and toys. Okay. We are not talking about anything all that serious. This is not world politics. This is not religion. This is nothing that serious. It's toys, guys. It's toys. It's always been toys. No matter how you look at it. And toys are fun. At least they're supposed to be. You're supposed to get some enjoyment out of it. Now, again, you can like different toys than the guy next to you, and that's okay. You don't have to give them crap about it. Like what you like, let other people like what they like, and live your life. And in the immortal words of Forrest Gump, that is all I have to say about that. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. I hope you guys enjoy your And I think I hit the end thing before I even say goodbye. So goodbye, guys. Happy gaming. I'll see you next time. Take care.